little saying I came up with for myself the other day was, it's a good thing I'm a drag queen because I'm just too good to be true. I don't know. I like, because on the surface that just sounds very, full of myself and kind of a positive way, but actually it's really sad because it's, it's unreal, too good to be, something that's too good to be true is always unrealistic, always, a fantasy, something that doesn't, something that doesn't exist. There has to be something wrong because it's, too good to be true. It isn't true. And I don't know, in a way, I think drag is a good, a good medium that utilizes too good to be true. But it's, it's out there and alive and big and extravagant, and it's, it's not real, but it highlights real elements of culture and the way we view gender and stuff like that. So, I would say that Agony Myers is, a mess of an entity. My general style tends to be very, 50s Stepford housewifey, with a bit of a crazy 80s, movie slasher edge, because I'm just obsessed with, 80s horror movies. I mean, I took the last name of, Michael Myers, kind of like his housewife in a way. Just, the crazy, sort of person that would marry, or at least consider marrying, a movie slasher. You remember the faceless mother character from The Bride of Chucky that, you never see her, but Tiffany is always quoting her, and, it's always all these, really old-fashioned, gendered kinds of, like platitudes. You spend all day slaving over a hot stove, and, the least a man can do for you is the dishes, and...
If I had known that marriage was such a great gig, I would have never have waited this long to tie a knot.
On the other hand, she's not much of a housekeeper, is she?
Tiff? Those dishes aren't gonna wash themselves,
You were nice enough to cook for him. The least he could do is wash a dish.
What are you doing? What would Martha Stewart say?
Fuck Martha Stewart! Martha Stewart can kiss my shiny plastic butt! Here I am slaving away over a hot stove, making cookies, making Swedish meatballs, and for what? For a man who doesn't appreciate me! For a man who can't even wash one fucking dish! For a man who isn't even a man at all, where it counts, if you get my drift. Take it from me, honey. Plastic is no substitute for a nice hunk of wood.
I don't know. I kind of feel like Agony is sort of, that maternal sort of character. She's very, very motherly and traditional, but off her fucking rocker, and, probably gonna raise the next, not a serial killer, because it's all fantasy, so, basically like a movie slasher, somehow I'm going to be responsible for all these supernatural killings of some kind, and always underestimate how big I'm going to want my eyes. That's why it's good to start with your eyes for queens like me. Plus with the beard, it's all I am is humongous eyes and a beard. As, you know, a male teenager, I went through an awkward phase, as many do. I mean, I'm not trying to act like my experiences are, you know, all that special or, you know, deserve more attention than others or anything like that. I wasn't entirely sure of how I identified in terms of my gender. I already loved drag, but I didn't think of it, you know, as eloquently as I do now, or as, you know, that much of an identity or a career or anything like that. I only knew of, you know, male, female, transgender identities, and couldn't find myself to identify with any of these labels. On some level, I kind of wished I was a heterosexual woman, but did not feel strong enough about it to actually, you know, transition or identify as trans or, you know, anything like that. And I, you know, I was a scene kid at the time. It was the MySpace era when I was in high school. And so I dressed really, you know, feminine and kind of just like androgynous, and, you know, grew my hair really long, and, you know, actually felt really complimented whenever, you know, somebody confused me for a girl. Just one time in a class I was taking, because I graduated early, I was taking like my last English, I was getting my last English credit online. She was trying to demonstrate how to do something, and I did it right away, and I was sitting close to her. So she told everybody, "Oh, look, you see what she did here?" And, you know, a lot of people kind of just stayed quiet and were like, "Oh shit." And, you know, and then the people who did know me in there just found it hilarious. You know, it was hilarious. I wasn't offended or anything. I was actually complimented. It's like, "Oh, okay, you thought I was a girl. You know, you're on my page. I like you." On the other side, though, you know, of, you know, me identifying as, you know, feminine and feeling like I actually hated anything, you know, anything and everything that was masculine about me. I covered myself in razor burns, you know, not from cutting myself, you know, I wasn't that emo, but from just trying to get rid of, you know, every single hair that was on my body. I wanted it to be smooth and beautiful, you know, the way I imagined women would be. And, you know, I hated having, you know, leg hair, chest hair, facial hair. I mean, as you can see, you know, I grew in very, you know, thick, dark, and just stubbornly, you know, I would just, you know, just razor everything off, and yeah, you know, even though it kind of felt smooth to the touch and looked pretty good, you could just still just see a very prominent 5 o'clock shadow. It was just very disconcerting to me at the time. And, you know, I felt like my deep voice was too harsh, and it made me sound dorky. I mean, I think I still kind of sound dorky, you know. Hearing myself recorded, making these videos, I'm always just like, ugh, God, I hate hearing myself. I accepted myself as a man, or, you know, masculine, or anything like that, until I was, you know, got into a relationship when I was 20, and yeah, just, I don't know, I think just something about being accepted as masculine and having somebody kind of, I don't know, point it out in me, but, you know, but say it's something good, because I always thought it was something bad, just because, I don't know, I think just my opinion of men from growing up and seeing my mom, you know, date, you know, guys, and just seeing other guys over at my house and everything that I just didn't like. And yeah, I think I just, you know, really kind of hated my gender in a way, and hated masculinity, that I just, you know, just praised femininity and everything, and I didn't see myself as masculine at all. And then just having, I guess a man who's attracted to me and all these things kind of tell me that I am masculine, but it's good, and he liked it and everything. It just kind of shifted things a little bit for me, and it made me accept myself, as something that's masculine, and, as male, even though I kind of still use, male very loosely when I'm talking about myself. Yeah, around the time that I started to develop Agony, I saw drag in very rigid terms. I think, a lot of people kind of just start that way. Like, they just have a very skewed perception of something, and they just sort of work off of that. It's like I, continued to aim for, the, I guess, traditional drag style. I mean, I know something that seemed a little oxymoronic to say, but I wanted to be totally hairless, completely feminine. So, yeah, it's like, so, I kind of already hated my masculinity, and, how hairy I am, and how stubborn my hair is, and all of that. And I wanted to be a drag queen, and, I kept trying to, feminize myself and hide my beard and do all of that, and, which is all doable, and I think I did an okay job of it, but I don't really think, I don't know, I don't think it worked out all that well, when I first started growing a beard, I'd grow it, get it, a little scruff going, and then I would always part ways with it whenever I did drag, because I didn't like mixing, like the masculinity and everything from having a beard with doing drag. Once again, I view drag in very rigid terms, but something about having a beard, it kind of, at the time I was still sort of dating, that ex I mentioned earlier, and always said that he thought I was, really handsome and like model gorgeous, whatever, I don't know if I am, but he would kind of say that about me, and I was just like, okay, if you say so, you're my boyfriend, you're supposed to kind of say that about me, but fucking up my eyebrow, even worse. Oh my god. He would say that about me, and I kind of, never really believed him. I mean, part of it was modesty, and other parts of it were just like, okay, you're full of shit, like, you have bad taste, whatever. But, when I actually started to grow a beard, I don't know, I feel like I kind of started seeing it. Like, I kind of started thinking, like, okay, I'm pretty good at doing this man thing. Eventually, I started just trying some makeup things out while having a beard. I wasn't going to get into full drag, but, I wanted to try out some eye makeup and stuff like that with my beard. And I eventually just kind of started liking it. I started liking the combination, of, something really feminine and pretty and pristine and everything like that, and then a beard, just so male. Once I started kind of getting a little bit better at makeup, and I started just trying full drag with a beard, I actually started to love it. Like, I started to feel more beautiful being in drag with a full beard, and kind of juxtaposing as well as blending, the masculine with the feminine. I actually started feeling more beautiful as a drag queen. Before the beard, whenever I'll do drag around other queens, I always just felt like, like the ugly sister, kind of like when Alfalfa and Spanky both do drag, and Alfalfa's just kind of tall and just kind of gangly and awkward and everything, and Spanky is, you know, just more petite and feminine and kind of looks a little bit more like a cute, pudgy little girl. Like, I kind of felt like the Alfalfa with that, and you know, I still kind of am, but at least with a beard, it kind of gives me an edge. You know, I feel like it gives me like a weird, edgy elegance. Doing fish just, you know, it just was, I don't know, it never felt like my thing, you know. I always tried to, you know, be fishy and all of that, and then I'm glad I kind of gave that up. It's, you know, I like attempting to be fishy while, you know, while still having a beard. I just love actually looking like a gorgeous woman, but, you know, with a huge, just masculine beard.